Thank you very much, Peter Van Dijken of TNO, the Applied Research Institute. Peter, would you mind just telling the viewers something about what you do at TNO, please?
Yes. TNO is an applied research institute active in various fields. I'm responsible for the food and nutrition research, and what we try to do is to develop cutting-edge technologies in which we both collaborate with the industry but also try to tackle major societal issues. And for that we work together with the government, the Dutch government, which provides us with funding for this.
Okay, so what are some of the cutting edge issues that TNO is thinking about with regards to food at the moment?
Yeah, at this moment we have three areas where we put a lot of energy in because we see there's a societal and also an economical need. The first one is about the sustainability of food production. It is related to new sources of proteins, which, as you know, growing animals is not very sustainable as a food source for humans, and we look at alternatives for food sources, and you can think about things like insects, growing insects and using them as a protein source, but also looking at plant-based protein as a new source for valuable proteins. The second cutting-edge area we're working on is novel rules and ways of manufacturing food products. And our focal point in that area is really additive manufacturing of food, or more normal phrased 3D printing of food. The third area we are putting a lot of energy in is around personalization of food and food intake.
So that last point that you raised, that was what really grabbed me when I was reading up on what you do on the website. So can you tell us something more about what TNO is doing with food personalization, and who does food personalization help?
In the end, food personalization will help the individual, so the consumer. Nowadays, there's a lot of confusion about consumers. What is really good for me, and how do I make the right choice? And in a lot of countries we have food pyramids, or in the Netherlands we call it de schijf van vijf. It gives people recommendations about what is good for them, what would be healthy for them. But of course this is one size fits all, and individual differences can be huge, and this is all based on your personal biology, but also on your psychology and your preferences. So what we try to do at TNO is to evaluate and develop technologies in the whole chain of, can I determine what is my health status, biologically seen, psychologically seen, what do I like? Can I combine this with data which is in the outside world about scientific knowledge about what is good in general, what are good products, how is lifestyle helping here? And we want to transform this into personalized advice. And for example, you could imagine that in the end, when you go for shopping in the grocery, that the scanner you're using to scan products provides you instant advice: don't buy this, take the other brand, or buy another product. And that's what we develop at this moment together with large international food, but also food companies, groceries and tech companies, how this value chain will look like and what can we do and what are the possibilities.
I did read something, it was an article I was reading that was connecting with TNO and food personalization. I think the article was talking around maybe even producing food specifically for individual athletes or for a pregnant woman. Did I read that correctly?
And it is, of course, that's taking the thoughts a bit further. If you can give individuals and advise what they should buy, then in the end you can think about personalized or tailored food products. I told you before, we're also looking at flexible manufacturing of food products, 3D printing. So our final vision is indeed that we can combine personalized food advice with personalized food manufacturing. Yes, that's definitely in our vision, but we think connecting these two is still further away.
Right.
But it will make it possible to indeed for individual groups or for persons to make tailored products. Yes.
So, Peter, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your very succinct and concise answers. If anybody would like to get in touch with Dr. Peter Van Dijken, you can see his email address and URL at the bottom of the screen, and don't hesitate to do so. So, Peter, thank you again for your time.
Okay, thanks a lot, Matt. It was a pleasure for me to speaking with you and to present this.